You may have food and water under control and feel like you're prepared, but there's one area that people sometimes overlook in their prepping. Do you have this covered? Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. Welcome back to the channel. September is National Preparedness Month, and it's a great time to give our preps a once-over, see how things are looking, and fill any gaps. For anyone who hasn't really started getting prepared, it's never too late, and now is a great time to start. Many of us have a handle on food storage and have a good backup supply of food and safe drinking water. Food is fun. We all love food, but there's more to being prepared than just food and water. Another very important area to cover is your first aid and medical preps. We all need to be prepared to treat basic illnesses and injuries at home, and there may come a time when we're faced with a more serious situation and emergency services are unavailable, non-existent, or at the very least overburdened and unable to respond quickly or at all. Times like this, your medical preps could make all the difference for survival and the best possible outcome. Today, I'm showing you a first aid kit that defies all expectations of a first aid kit and stands head and shoulders above any other kits in my experience. If you watch my channel regularly, you probably know I'm not usually a fan of pre-made kits of any sort. Some people like the one and done approach, but I usually find that when you buy something already put together like that, it's usually filled with fluff and junk, spread out to look impressive, very overpriced for what you get, and generally, you can do much better for less building out your own kit. This first aid kit is a complete exception to that rule. Looking through this kit, I was extremely impressed, and what struck me the most were, one, the inclusion of many items that I would never expect to find in a pre-filled kit, and two, the quality of items included. I saw so many items in this kit that are very good brands. They're the exact same brands and items that I would purchase for myself and have purchased for myself, and having done so, I know how costly they can be. So the biggest surprise for me was that they can offer a kit of this quality for the price that they do. I honestly don't believe that I could put together a kit of this caliber for anywhere close to this price, making this an incredible time and money saver for anyone in the market for first aid preps. Let's dig right into this kit and see every little detail that's included. First, let's talk about the bag itself. I absolutely love this bag. This is a good sturdy bag. It's very high quality. I can just tell by the way that it feels. It's very high quality and it's very well organized. Just on the outside here, you can see all of these different pockets. There's an external pocket here. There's of course a pocket on each side, and there's straps, loops, hooks everywhere that you could possibly need them. We've even got a small pocket down here at the back. It's got nice feet to rest on. When you set the bag down, it sets nicely upright. It's got a nice grab handle here. It has a strap here, a shoulder strap. If there was one thing that I would wish for on this bag, it's that it had a set of backpack straps, and I'll show you a little bit later what I'm going to do about that. But this bag is absolutely fantastic. High quality zippers, high quality stitching. It's amazing. I love it. And you can see that there are some quick and easy access tools and things on the outside of the bag. So I'm going to get into that first. So this first pocket here is just some guides, some paperwork. So you've got an urgent first aid guide. So this basically has some really good actually instructions on how to deal with a lot of different situations. Stop the bleed. You've got all sorts of things in here. This is actually a really nice little booklet for the size of it. And then there's just a couple more instructional pamphlets that go with some other items that we're going to see when we get into the kit. And then right here on this first side pocket, one of the first things that you see, easy access, which is very important, is a tourniquet, a North American Rescue Cat tourniquet. This is extremely important. Of course, the order that you want to treat treatable traumas, the number one that you're going to want to treat is going to be a massive hemorrhage or bleeding, because you can bleed out and that can kill you faster than anything else. So a tourniquet is really important to have, and it's really important for it to be easy access right here. Also here, we have got an emergency whistle, which is important, and also a CPR face shield. So if you need to do CPR on someone very quickly, this is right here. This is attached with a carabiner. Of course, this could be moved from here. There's all sorts of different spots on this bag where that could be attached. So that could be moved. Here on the front, a pair of trauma shears. This is going to be important if you need to cut off someone's clothing, or you could cut a seatbelt with this, lots of other things. This also has a hook right here where you could hook it onto this bag differently. And then right here is just a pen light that came with batteries installed, which is great. So anything that you need to assess at the scene of an accident, or anything that you need if it's dark and the power's out and you need to get into this bag and find anything else that you need, you've got a light right here. And then this pocket right here contains a pouch. And in this pouch is the first example of one of the things that sets this kit apart from any other kit that I have seen. This kit contains a lot of diagnostic monitoring supplies, things that you can use to monitor people's vitals and check people out and really find out what's going on. So of course in here we've got a stethoscope and a blood pressure cuff. This is not something that you're going to find in your typical first aid kit, but it is something that everyone should have in their home. And of course here is the instructions for everything in this pouch. And then I did show you this little pouch here at the back, and what you've got in here is just a pen and a Sharpie. And of course, these could be important for writing down tourniquet times, for writing down symptoms. This could be important for, you know, marking an area to see how something spreads, writing down medications that you've given someone, anything like that. So now to get into the meat of the bag, what's inside now. One thing I do love about this bag is that it's extremely well organized and it's extremely easy access. So if you are in a rush, which you might be in an extreme trauma situation, you can just grab it here, and pull it right open, and it's going to be all laid out for you exactly how you need to see everything. Of course, if you're not in a hurry, you can be a little bit nicer with the zippers and all that. Now, first things first, if you open this up and you're going to be treating trauma that includes bleeding or anything like that, you're going to want to protect yourself and you're going to want to protect the person that you're treating. And so right here, easy access, are some gloves. There's large and medium sized gloves, several pairs of those. And down here at this end is a pair of safety goggles. This would be to protect your eyes from any bodily fluids or anything like that. And then also right here, we have some masks. And these are KN95 masks. So you can keep yourself completely protected. And we also have here a bottle of hand sanitizer so that you can make sure that your hands are clean. Of course, we also have the gloves. So that is double duty. Now from here, I think I'm just going to talk about things right on in order so that I don't miss anything, because there is so much in this kit. So down here, the first thing we've got is a light stick, after the safety goggles, of course, which I already mentioned. And next we have got some IVX. This is poison oak and ivy cleanser. This is the post-contact. We use this kind of stuff a lot. So if you've gotten into something like poison oak, poison ivy, and you clean yourself with this right afterwards, you'll remove those oils and you will not come down with the rash. We use this all the time because we have a lot of poison ivy around our property and we have people who are pretty sensitive to it. And next, I did already show you the hand sanitizer. Now these are good amounts of each of these items. And of course, you can always refill these with your own supplies when you've used them up. Next, we have a couple rolls of rolled gauze. That's going to be very important for wound care, sterile rolled gauze. And then we've got several gauze pads here. So I've got 2x2 and 4x4 gauze pads, several of each. So that's wonderful. And here we've got a ring cutter. This is something that I had to check the map of everything that's in this bag. It comes with a list that tells you everything that's in here and exactly where it is, which is great not only for identifying things if you're not familiar with anything in here, but it's also great for if you take something out to use it, you want to know where it goes back. And it's also great for if you use something up and you need to restock, you're going to know where to put it. So this is a ring cutter. And then here we've got some things for irrigation and wound cleaning and things like that. So we've got some sterile water here for irrigation. And then over here, we've got some saline solution for the same thing. And right here in the middle, we've got an irrigation syringe system that can be used with either one of these liquids. Let's move along and come see what we've got here. Here we've got an emergency blanket. This can be important for hypothermia, for shock, for anything like that. Just important for all around survival, really. And here we've got another tool. This is something that would typically be in a first aid kit maybe, but there is a thermometer in this. Once again, it has the instructions and covers and things included right with it. And then right here, we have an ABD pad. So this is going to be for heavily draining wounds. It's absorbent and sterile gauze. And then over here, we have some compressed gauze and an Israeli bandage. And like I mentioned, these are all things that I have purchased before. This is the exact type of stuff that you want to have in your first aid kit. And it's not cheap to get all this stuff separately. Here is another pouch. And inside of this pouch is something else that you don't typically see in a first aid kit, especially something that you purchase already put together. This is something that they've added that's definitely above and beyond. They've got glucose monitoring, a glucose meter here, and some glucose gel, and all of the supplies that you need for monitoring the glucose. And I love how it is all together in this nice little pouch. This is amazing. And then over here, we've got an ACE bandage and a nasopharyngeal airway. So this would be for someone with a blocked airway. It has the lubricant that it needs right with it. And this is going to be a size that's going to be the most useful for the most amount of people. All right, now getting into this pocket back here. In here, we have got instant cold packs and instant hot packs. So these are the really big, they're like the hand warmers, but they're extra big. And then of course, masks, which I already showed, and a vomit bag. All right, and in this middle pouch back here, we have got a vented chest seal. This would be for a penetrating chest wound, like a gunshot or a knife wound or something like that. This, once again, really good brand. This is something that I have purchased myself for my own trauma kit. And this is really impressive that that's included in this kit. And then we have got a splint in here. And I really like this actually because this is more compact and takes up less space than the one that I have purchased in the past. And so this works perfectly in this kit. And then inside of this pocket, we have got some different sprays. This one is a burn spray, hydrogen peroxide spray, and an alcohol spray. And so these are great because it's a large spray bottle, so there's a lot there. So that's going to last through a lot of usages. And then up above all this, we've got this top row of pouches up here, and this does have a zipper. And I believe it was zipped, but I unzipped it to look at everything, and I guess I didn't zip it back up. First, you'll see these two loops that hang here that hold Coban wrap and medical tape so that they're very easily accessible as well. They're easy to pop out of the way. I love that. You could hang really anything on these little loops. And so in these pockets, I'm going to start over here. This pocket contains a razor. Now, this is if you had to shave any area for treatment to get the hair off of it, obviously. We've got a pack of tissues, which is definitely important, and a triangular bandage. Once again, this is something that I have included in a lot of first aid kits. Very important to have. It has a lot of usages for arm slings, for head wounds, all sorts of different usages. And then in this center pouch, there's a lot of goodies in here. All right, so here the first thing we've got is an individually wrapped sterile scalpel. And then there is a wound cleaning pack that has everything you need to clean and treat small wounds. It's like a boo-boo pouch. So this has all sorts of things inside of it. So we've got a liquid skin, which can be used kind of like super glue for boo-boos. There are a couple of finger cots, otherwise known as finger condoms, obviously for finger protection. Several packets of antibiotic ointment, which would be the same as Neosporin. A splinter out. This is actually something that's been on my list to add to my kits that I have not added yet. So it's a splinter remover tool. We've got a pair of scissors and a pair of tweezers, good ones. Some alcohol prep pads, and then you can just see there's moleskin. There's all different sorts of band-aids, bandages of different sorts. Steri strips are in here, which is awesome. Large bandages, small bandages, all different sizes, everything that you could possibly need. They do sell refill packs for this. So if you were to use up something like this, because this is kind of, I think, one of the first things that would get used up. And of course, you could also refill this with a lot of supplies from your own things that you had at home. So next in here, we have got some bleed stop powder. This is really good to have. And this, once again, is a really good brand. It's not inexpensive stuff. It's something that I've bought before. We have got some Tegaderm film here and a thing of Izine. Now, in this final pocket right here, let's see what we've got. First thing in here is the pulse oximeter. This is going to measure the pulse and the oxygen saturation of the blood. It goes right on your finger. It's a really good tool to have. Then we've got a biohazard bag, of course, for disposing of anything you have that you've used to treat someone that's soaked with bodily fluids. And then this is the medication package. These are really handy. I actually have bought a lot of these for myself, for my own kits over the years. There are lots of different medications in here, and they're in individual dosage sizes. So one packet has one dosage of that medication. And there is also oral pain relief, which is like an Oragel type of thing. And I also saw lip balm in here, a beeswax lip balm actually, which is probably my favorite. And once again, the medication pack is something that I do believe they sell a refill for, or you could always refill this yourself with packets that you already have. Just one more thing I realized that I missed in this last pocket and I forgot to show, it does contain a couple of packets of ammonia inhalant to be used for fainting. And that zips all up, so everything stays contained. Now, JumpMedic does give you this nice list. This is showing the outside of the pack, and it's showing where everything is and what everything is. This side lists everything that's on the outside of the bag, and this right here is listing the contents of the medication packet and the wound packet. And then, of course, this is sort of like a map of the inside of the bag and everything that's in there. This is for identification if there's anything that you don't know what it is, and it's also going to help you put things back in the right place after you've used them or replace things when they've been used up. I think you can see now why I was so impressed with this first aid kit, but it actually gets a little bit better. This kit, and this is their most popular kit, I will put a link directly to this kit down in the description box below the video, but they do have other kits of other levels. They have kits that are above this, kits that are below this, and they actually have a build your own kit option where you can choose your bag and then what components you want to put in it, which is really fantastic. But this kit in particular actually comes with an additional bag as well. This kit comes packed up with everything that I showed you, just like I showed you. And then it comes also with this empty bag, which is a smaller bag. And it actually did come with this too, which I thought was really cool. But this is just a smaller bag. It's got all different pouches, straps, different places to put things. And it's made so that if you want to break off different parts of this kit, like you want to take maybe just the trauma kit, like the tourniquet and the airways and the chest seal and things like that, and have just a trauma kit, you could put those in here. If you wanted to have just a little boo-boo pack where you had just the Band-Aids and the wound treating things, maybe some gauze and some sprays for cleaning. If you wanted to have just that stuff, you could have just that in a separate bag. And of course, this has all sorts of straps and clips and loops so that you could attach this onto this bag, onto any other bag. You could attach this anywhere you want. It has a tearaway part right here. So you could just tear this off of wherever you have it mounted. So this is really a great extra option to give you a little bit more flexibility with this, because you can use this however you want, and it is a great added bonus. Now, I did mention that if there was one thing I would change about this bag, it would be that I would want it to have some backpack straps, because it does not. It has this shoulder strap. You could obviously attach it to a backpack because it has all of these different straps and webbing and things like that. And there might actually be a way to make this into a set of backpack straps, because I actually have a purse that can be made into a backpack, and it only came with one strap, and I could not figure out how to make it into a backpack. And I actually had to contact the company, and they told me how to do it. And it did involve clipping it and looping it through the middle here. So I tried a little bit to try to make backpack straps out of this strap, and I couldn't do it. So I'm not saying there's not a way. I might just not be figuring it out. But what I did was I just purchased on Amazon for just a few dollars a set of backpack straps, because this has plenty of loops and connecting spots that I knew I could attach these straps to the bag. And then I would have it as a backpack, as well as a shoulder bag and a carry bag and all of the other ways that you can carry this. So all I did with this was I just took the straps, the top of the straps, and hooked them on to this, which everything here is sewn on really sturdy. I'm not worried about this falling apart at all. And then I just took the bottom parts and hooked them right into these loops right here, because it has these on either side. And now I can actually carry this as a backpack if I want as well. So it gives me a whole nother option. And just for a few dollars, I totally hacked this bag to make it even more perfect, because I absolutely love this bag. I love the organization of it. I love the look of it. I love the style of it. I love, love, love this bag. It has so many details that I absolutely love. And I just wanted to add this one extra feature. And I know that I can also use these backpack straps for lots of other things that I might need to have some backpack straps for. So I think this was a good purchase. I will put a link to those straps down in the description box below the video in case that's something that you're interested in as well. We have been very impressed with the quality of these kits and the customer service offered by JumpMedic, which is exactly what I would expect from a company like this. This is a small business based out of Oregon, owned by an experienced EMT who clearly puts a lot of thought, a lot of experience, a lot of work, and a lot of pride into his products. This kit is not put together in a factory in China. Every kit is filled by hand by someone who knows what's needed to treat in an emergency and save a life. Compared to other kits on the market, JumpMedic kits contain more tools for less money than any other comparable kits that I've seen. If you've ever shopped for first aid and medical supplies, I'm sure you recognize the value after seeing everything in this kit. JumpMedic ships for free to the US, no matter the size of the order, and they also cover shipping to Canada with the exception of the import charges. They also offer free returns, and like I mentioned, amazing customer service. Any issues you have, they will get back to you quickly and make it right. I'll put a link down below to the website along with our coupon code that will get you 10% off this kit. JumpMedic offers a variety of different levels of kits, including a build your own kit option, which is awesome. Not only are these kits great for your own preparedness at home, in your vehicle, at your office, or wherever else you spend time, but this would also make a great gift for someone you care about. The holidays are going to be here before we know it, and what better gift than the gift of peace of mind? If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me an ambulance emoji down in the comments and check out this video next to see another very important medical prep. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.